Hello, friends, and a warm welcome. I'm so happy you're joining me today for a little craft session. I hope you're all well. So far in this video series, we have completed our signature setup, our Christmas gift box freebie, our journal cover, envelopes, and pockets. And today, we'll use a beautiful style of paper bag pockets. 4 different variations. So we have little vellum pockets here. Then we have a little big paper bag surprise pocket with little goodies in the pocket here. And that also has a little pull out here, of course, of a tag. And then we have here a beautiful traditional decoration of a paper bag. Oh, that is so pretty as well. And then we have this one here. Oh, how pretty is this? So, we have some beautiful ideas and inspiration for you, perhaps. And I'm looking forward to showing you how to do all of these. They are very easy to make. So let's get into it. It's Asara here, and I'm so excited to get this project started. This is going to be so much fun. I'm uploading every Tuesday and Friday, and if you follow me along, by the end of this video series, you will have a complete journal made. I will put all of the videos into a playlist for you so that you can go back easily. So make sure to like and subscribe to make sure to get a notification when the next video comes out. Everything I'm using is linked in the description below. So, in this video we will make paper bag pockets. So these little sandwich bags or paper bags are easily available if you have any leftover laying around. But you can also get them easily on Amazon. I have them linked below. So for this particular project, you will need the brown ones. So the size for these paper bags are 3.5 by 7. So the brown ones and the cream colored ones are 3.5 by 7 inches. And then I also got some little vellum bags because they have a beautiful little see-through effect. So these little ones are 5 by 3. These are the 3 different types of paper bags that I will be using, but of course you can use any of the paper bags that you might have laying around at home. But if you'd like to order them, I have them linked below. So let's start with our first signature here. And let's find our spot where we will place our first project in. So this is the first page. Then the second one here with the little pocket and the tag. This couple here. That's the next page. We have here the one side of the flip out. And here, that's the flip out page. We have the Manor with the Christmas tree. Here on this page, we will have our paperback project. So for this particular look, I will be using the lighter colored paper bag here. If you hear some hammering in the background, our neighbors are putting up Christmas lights on their house. So I hope it doesn't come through too much. All right. So let's get started. This is going to be very easy to do. What I like about these kind of paperback pockets is that they have these beautiful openings and there's plenty of space to put any little goodies in there that you like. So since this bag is a little bit too long, I want to cut this size down. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, let's make it this long. Right. Let's test this cutter. This cutter is making it. Yep. That works great. I always like to keep the cutoffs of these paper bags because they are useful for all kinds of projects. And then I like to a little nudge here. All right. And I will ink the edges of this so it has a nice finish. I'm going over this with a Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo. But of course you can use any other ink that you might have or any other color. So for this one, I like to have a stronger edge here. But I do like the lighter background, so that anything that we'll put on, it will really pop. Yeah. So I hope your Christmas preparations are going well. It's nice to take a moment to de-stress and to just take a break and do a little bit of crafting. All right. Beautiful. And so I'm just going to use some glue, Barely Art glue in this case. Use the Barely Art. So this is a quick little project. And in this case, I'm gluing it in this journal, but you can also, of course, use these as little gift wrapping ideas. If you want to use this for gift giving, simply decorate these little paper bags with any kind of ribbons or ephemera or little fuzzy cuts that you might have. There we go. All right, let's see what kind of trim I have. I found this really pretty gold ribbon, this lace ribbon here. And so I want to see how that comes out. And sometimes there are little threads coming off these ribbons, so I want to make sure to trim that. So let's make a little test here, how this could look, how this could come together. Before I glue anything, I always like to lay it out. And so in this case, what I wanted to do here is to have this tree here and this fuzzy cut. These are all from the Christmas at the Manor journaling kit. And so then here in the center, perhaps we'll put this here. Beautiful. And then we'll have this tag going in. And then we'll have this red ribbon on top. So this adds a nice pop of color. So we have some green, some gold, and some red ribbon here. right, let's stick it all on. But first, I want to ink some more of the edges here so that it looks nice and finished. Oh, look how pretty that comes out. I just love poinsettias for Christmas. That is such a pretty look. All right. Wow, that is beautiful. And the last one, the tiny one, the itty bitty one. Let's ink that up as well. Oh, there we go. Yes. That looks beautiful. All right. So let's put it on. I cut off a little bit more of the ribbon. I wasn't quite sure how long I'm going to have it. So let's trim our ribbon to the right length here. So I'll put the little. All right. Very well. So I'm going to use art glitter glue for anything ribbon related or anything that's not necessarily paper. Anything that's not paper. So before I get started though here, I'm going to make a little mark to make sure that it is in the right position here. Let's double check. Yes. So let's make a little mark here. Really tiny. Just so I have an idea where to put the glue on. All right, off we go with art glitter glue. And then just dab it on with the back of the tweezers. That's what I like to use. Just that makes it easy to see and easy to adjust as well. And you don't get glue all over your fingers. All right, perfect. So as you can see also, I put glue only here in this upper area, and these are not glued on because it's actually not necessary to glue them on, and they have a little bit of play. I kind of like that. All right, moving on to the next. So now we'll continue gluing on our tree here. And this is then back with the Barely art glue. All right. Let's just double check where it would go. Right here. Okay. So any kind of gold ribbon or neutral ribbon would work here. Or any other color that you love, of course. That is the creative part here. And this big fuzzy cut here is gonna overlap a little bit. It's gonna go over the border of the pocket. And that is a nice look too. That gives it a little bit more dimension here. Yes. And then we put the little one here. Okay, just tried how I would like to position it. Any little accent fuzzy cut will do here. All right, so put this in the center here as a little focal point. But of course, you can use anything that you like. Sometimes you can put another ribbon over it, but I really like the design of this lace, and so I didn't want to put anything over it to take away from it. All right, so that's the pocket, and now let's do our beautiful card. It's so pretty with the tree, with the Christmas tree here. Let's put a little eyelet in there. With my accent, it sounds funny. Eyelid. Eyelid. It's not an eyelid, it's an eyelet. All right, so we'll take a little hole punch here. Put our little hole here. And then I can use any color eyelet. I have gold ones here, since my hardware theme for this journal is gold because it's Christmas. Beautiful. Got the eyelet set here. And then let's cut a little decorative end on our ribbon. Little fishtail here. Fold it over. And as you can see here, on the back side of this card, I have printed on my lined paper so that it's easy to write on it. All right, let's just pull this through here. Beautiful. And here we have a little pop of color. There we go. Yes. Oh, that is pretty. Nice little pop of color here with the red. We have the green and the little gold lace here. All right, so that's the first pocket done. Okay, this is now our second signature. And to follow along, this is the first page with our envelope pocket here. And then we have the next page with our regular pocket here with our dangles. And this is the next page. And here we are on this page here. So this is the one where we will put our vellum pockets. So I have 2 vellum pockets here. And each one, of course, will have its own decorative touch. And so this signature will have the 2 vellum pockets, the little ones here, with the see-through effect. So that's quite pretty. So let's lay it out first again so that we can decide. So this is a different type of golden colored lace. It's very soft gold colored. And here we have this one here. Let's see what the right side is here. So it's nice that it shows what's on the background here, but we still have this. And I thought for these pockets to put these gingerbread cookies as decoration. And here I have some ephemera that will go in here. Like so. Let's try the center again, just to see what looks better. All right. And then again, I like to add a pop of color right here with a little ribbon on the side. So we'll add that as well. But first, let's glue everything down. So with the vellum pockets, make sure that this part here is on the front. I think I also want to cut off that closure here. I'm not going to cut out the half circle because I have that lace going over it, and that might be a little bit trickier. This is a very small surface to work with, so just a little bit. All right. There we go. And now the other one. Again, so make sure that the seam of this pocket is on the back and that the smooth surface is on the front of this. So when I glue the side where the seam is. And it doesn't really need a lot of glue. That's the beautiful thing about that. Okay. Let's go over it with the bone folder to make sure it's nice and smooth. Okay, everything is lined up very well. And now we'll use the art glitter glue for our lace part. So again, I have a little more. Let's make sure this is the right size. I like to eyeball it, but of course you can measure. You can measure it if that's more to your liking. Okay, that's one. And this here is the other side. So I like to use the one that has the side that has more of the flowery part here. How do we look? Yes, that works. And again, we got a couple of little threads maybe that we don't need, so it looks a little cleaner, especially with the lighter background. You can really see when there are threads sticking out. Not a good look. All right. So with lace, I'm looking for the parts in the lace that has a little bit more thread going on. So here in the center, you can see it has a lot of sheer parts. So I like to focus mainly on the the top and the bottom. So this is my attempt to work around the uneven design. And then I'm gonna put this down here and dab it on with the back of the tweezers. And here as well. Here in the middle and here. Yes. And the art glitter glue dries clear, which is good. And you do have a little bit of play. You can still move things around with art glitter glue for a little bit. And then it will just dry. So I'll let it dry on a little bit more. Yes. Beautiful. And now we'll put the second piece of lace on. And then I hold this lace roughly here, okay? And then just put the glue. Because I can see here the thicker parts of the lace, so I can eyeball roughly where I can put some dots on. So we'll have one in the center, maybe around here if we wanted to. But it doesn't need a whole lot of glue, really. And that's good. All right. And so let's put this down here. Dab it on the back of our tweezers. And each of those little flower clusters got a little glue dot. So we'll put these on. Okay. So we haven't gotten any snow yet here in Northern California this year, even though Thanksgiving is already over. And usually we have snow by Thanksgiving, but this year seems to be a different year for snow, she said. And then in the spring we'll get loaded with snow. Every year is different here in Northern California with the snow, especially here up on the mountains. So you're gonna have to be surprised every year. So now let's put our gingerbread cookies on. Oh, aren't those cute? Beautiful. I already inked them very delicately. Yes. So now, since again lace meets paper, I'm going to use again the art glitter glue. So using the right glue is so important for these craft projects. It rises and falls with the glue, you guys. So art glitter glue, and I put these on these refillable bottles. Put these little stickies on so I can differentiate. So anything that you can use to make sure that you know which glue you're using. All right, so here we go. Let's put our tree on. Oh, I just love it. And what is neat in the design here of these fuzzy cuts that the light green color is mirrored here and in the design of the kit itself. So it really plays back beautifully. All right. And another one here in the center. Let's put some glue here. And there we go. Yes. Right, let's add a pop of color to our ephemera pieces here from the kit. These are the friends gathering around the fire, and this is the little ball scene, the Christmas ball. Of course, we can also use the tabs that came with the kit, but on this page, I like to add a pop of color because it's all very neutral in color. Eyelets. Okay, let's put some eyelets on. So if you have one of these eyelet setters, I got this on Amazon. Make sure to put this on top. Sometimes I forget and I do it like so, and that doesn't work. The eyelet won't close. Make sure to put this on top and then press down, and then it will close the eyelet properly. So here you see the eyelet is closed, and then we can put the ribbon on. All right. That is such a pretty red color for this kit. Just subtle enough, but it really does add something to it. All right. Little mass make action here. But they are so easy to make. If you think about it too, you can use these as little tags for Christmas gifts and simply write the names in the back and put a little bow on it, little ribbon, and you're all set. You got all your Christmas tags sorted already. And you're ready for gift wrapping. So I come in from the back here and pull it right through here. And done. Beautiful. There we go. That is one. Quick and easy. That's how we like to craft. Okay. And just pull it through like so. There we go. Done. Beautiful. And let's put them in here. In those vellum pockets. There we go. Oh, pretty. All right, next one. Okay, all set. Ah, look at this. How pretty. Yes. There we go. We got a little pop of color. We got our gingerbread cookies on. Got our lace on. Beautiful. All right, let's do the third signature. Okay, got the snowflakes. We got our envelope here in the pocket. Get the regular waterfall pocket with the little dangle here. And then we have the centerpiece here. Writing. And we get the next pocket here. So for this pocket, I wanted to use this brown one. It goes with a rustic feel here, with the deer and the green. And so I wanted to definitely use that. So let's cut the top a little bit so that we have some space here. And let's cut maybe like an inch, and let's just see if that works. Yes, so an inch is good. Let's cut off an inch. And I want to put a little opening here. No, I can't. So just so you see. Okay, so let's put a little cutout for the pocket. Okay. All right. Here we go. So again, this is something that you can also use just as a gift bag. If you don't want to glue it into your journal, or if you simply are looking for little wrapping ideas for your little gifts, for your small gifts. So this can be used loosely, and you simply open it and you can decorate it on both sides. But for our journal here, we'll glue it into the journal using the Barely Art glue. Maybe from here. But this is not a heavy duty pocket, so I don't think I need to put too much glue here. All right, let's put it down here. All right. Beautiful. And so for this pocket here, I have this here in my, so for this pocket, I'm using a different lace because we have here this light red design here on this page. I found this very delicate burgundy red lace, and I'll link that, of course, below. And so I thought we'll put this like so, and then we'll put this on top, like so. Oh, yes. That looks very cute. All right, let's do that. Okay. Let's measure our lace. Yep. And this one here. So I already noticed this one is a little crooked. All right, let's use our art glitter glue. Oh, gotta make a little mark. So we had it like so. Let's just look at it again. Okay, I put it down a little bit. Okay. And here. And then okay. There we go. And let's measure again how wide this ribbon is. Okay. And I'm going to put a line down here and here. And again, keep in mind, this is going to dry clear. So don't worry if you can see all of the white here. Just simply know it's going to dry clear. So this lace comes in all kinds of colors. It's a whole set of very delicate lace in different colors. And at the beginning I thought, gosh, do I need these colors? So when you unfurl it though, you can see how delicate the colors are, and it comes out very pretty. All right, so now we'll and again. And on the side. There we go. Dab it on with your tweezers. It's just easier to see this way. All right, perfect. So this is setting. And as it sets, I like to go back and to just make sure everything is glued on here. Yeah. Also sometimes it's not exactly straight. So again, we have lace and paper. So let's use art glitter glue again, just to make sure. Beautiful. And this is the tag with the gifts. How pretty. And so I thought, as a ribbon on top, we'll use the same burgundy ribbon here. So let's hope that we're able to get this ribbon through here. So let's see how that works with cutting it the same way. Maybe it works like this. Yeah. Nice. I think we put a little dangle here on this one. So I got these ball pinks. So these are the bulb pins that I like to use for the dangles. And let's see which one would go nicely here. Yeah. I definitely want to use this tree here. So pretty. Everything is linked below if you don't have any charms yet for your Christmas journal. And it. Ah, how pretty is that, huh? I have a tree here, gifts, and the stocking here. And let's put that in here. So since this is a really nice accordion pocket, you can put as many different pieces of ephemera in here as you like. And again, you can also use this, of course, as a little gift baggie for your gift giving, for your small gifts. All right, beautiful. Yes. That looks very nice. So we have a nice little burgundy berry playback here in the colors. All right, signature 3. And this is now for the 4th signature. This is going to be a very special project here. We are going to step it up even more. Okay, so let's look at let's look for our spot. So this is the first page here. And then we have the next page with our envelope pocket here. And right here where the pine branches are, we will be putting our double pocket. So this is going to be very special. Yes, indeed. So since this is going to be a little bit in the way, I'll take this out and I'll put it back when we're done. So let's take all the goodies out that we have. Okay. So we'll need to cut this one. I think I'm going to cut that an inch. Now this one here is going to be very special because we are going to make this into a surprise, into a surprise pocket. So let's just see how much we want to cut off here. So let's do half. Yep. And I got that here. Just to the side so we can cut this. All right, so let's cut about an inch off the brown back here. Done. And while I have this here, I'm going to punch out a little nudge here. Okay. Got the brown bag. And let's cut off our white bag here where I marked it. So again, you want to keep these. These are really good to have because all you need to do basically is glue this together or fold it over and glue it together, and you have another little bag for another project. So this white bag here is going to be filled with goodies. And when you look at your bag, you basically are putting it down upside down. Yes. So this is the idea here. So this is how this would lay out. But before we glue this one down, I want to put a bit of a background on this one here. So it's going to look like so. And yes, we'll have a little poinsettia here that will go like so. Going a little over here. And then we'll work on this one here. All right. So I'm going to ink everything first. Let's see how it looks when we ink the brown bag here. Yeah, that's a little something. Okay. And I like to add just a tiny bit here. There. Yes. Let's just make sure this is nicely inked. I did go over it already. I'm not sure if you're going to hear this background noise from my neighbors. But hey, it's Christmas season. Everyone is busy putting up Christmas lights and getting ready for the season. So it's all part of the Christmas spirit. So let's glue our little background paper here. Very nice. And so I want to keep this on so I can see exactly. Okay. little poinsettias. All right, so let's keep this on here. Yes. So you can see how this goes over a little bit. That always adds a little of interest when we be a little bit playful with these little accents here. Yes. Beautiful. So let's glue this one down here and center. Ah, I love the contrast this brown gives. And then we have this here. So this particular opening or back technique, we only want to put glue here on this part. So I can move this a little further down. Further up, yeah, because we're gonna have the tabs. Yeah, let's glue the brown paper back down. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of a mark here and here, just so I know roughly where to go. And again, the invitation, of course, to use this as a gift bag is, of course, an option here. All right. Yes. Oh, how pretty. This is so pretty here. All right, so before gluing this down, I think I want to finish decorating this here. Let's put a little bit more here. Okay. So this is what I have in mind for this. I want to make this into like a little gift. Here, and I made a little bow, and that would go like so on it. Yes. So let's see how we can make this bow. Those are really easy to make. So simply make one loop and then make the next loop like so. And then simply pull them together like so. Now you want to hold these two ends and then start tugging that they, in a way, so that they are nice and tight here. And then you can decide how large you want to make this bow. Okay. And just keep tugging on all of the different ends here until the bow looks the way you want it to look. Yeah? And pull it close. Like so. And there you have a little bow. Yes. So we got our bow here. And I had these strips here. So let's put down And again, I want to focus the majority here on the top. Yeah, so with the art glitter glue, you still have some time to make adjustments to it if you think it's not quite straight enough. All right. And then we'll have this ribbon here. So as you can see, this ribbon is a little bit longer because that will form the tab in the bottom here. Again, let's mark where we want the ribbon to go. Roughly the center. Of course, you can measure it as always. I like to eyeball it. That's just me. Okay. All right, so put this on here, like so. And we have the beginning of a nice little gift package here. So let's check on our bow. So the bow would go here, like so, but obviously these sides here are too long. So let's cut the sides a little bit. Put a nice dollop of glue here. All right, here we go. Let's set this down right here in the center. Let's pull those ribbons down. Okay, so we'll set this. So again, we have a nice little color play here. We have the greens and the reds. Looks very festive. And so now what we want to do here is to turn this into a little tab. So what we want to do is to simply fold this over. So I'm going to simply put a little bit of glue here, like so. And then we'll fold this over. All right. So this formed now a little tab. I'll let this set for a moment. Very good. And then with the leftover ribbon here, we'll create the other tab. So that should be about enough. Fold it over like so. And so while this is drying now, let's put some glue on the back here. So remember only to put glue here on this. So remember to put only the glue here on this bottom part of this bag. That is very important. Otherwise, the bag won't open when you pull it. Here we go. So we are going to let this all set. And in the meantime, let's get our next tag ready here. We'll have this couple on the winter walk here. And we'll put another little eyelet and ribbon here on this. So this is going to be a very nice, colorful embellishment. So with this journal kit, it has a very neutral base, and then you have all the flexibility of adding colorful little accents to your journal. That gives you a lot of flexibility to simply use what you have. If you have certain color ribbons, it all plays well together, and that is kind of the aim of this particular journal kit. So very nostalgic, beautiful vintage colors, and then you add, and then you can add little pops of colors like so. All right, let's see how our pocket here is doing. It is still drying, so let's be very careful. We'll put this little, so we have a lot of journaling cards here for any kind of little notes, so little secret memories you want to keep for the holiday season. So you have this here. You have this pop of color here. And so now let's fill our special paper bag pocket here. So you simply pull these tabs, and what shall we put in here? Well, we did make this little envelope in one of our videos, this little surprise envelope. So you can put little goodies in here. So that goes in the bag. We have a little cookie that goes in here. And I also have a little wax seal that I made. So that is like a coin, perhaps. Yeah. Any kind of secret little gifts that you would like to hide in here can be placed easily. And so you simply pull the tabs and that opens it easily. There we go. Yes. And so what we can do here is another little thing that I'd like to add. So what we can do here is to use another little pin here and place this charm here, right on the top. That's it. Very nice, because this will keep it kind of closed because of the weight of it. So now you have this here. Oh, how pretty is this? Another beautiful, colorful page right here. Little poinsettia. Yes. All right, so there you have 4 different variations of paper bag pockets for your Christmas at the Manor journal. I hope you enjoyed this little video tutorial here, and perhaps it sparked your creativity. I'll see you at the next video where we will continue to work on our Christmas journal. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Much love. Bye.